Hi everyone! In this episode of How Do You Do That, we're going to cover node management within Resolve. Now it's important to first understand the various types of nodes that are available in Resolve. So first, the basic one as we see here is a serial node. What happens is if you do a correction in node number 1, place a node afterwards, for example like so, this node is now being affected by the correction that is directly preceding it. Now for example, as you can see here, if I made this picture extremely magenta, as you can see, this one is being fed a magenta image there. Now for example, if I were to do on the other hand a parallel node, now as you can see the parallel node is being referenced to the raw image that's there, because now I can separate the colors individually and it does not matter what color I've actually made in node number 1 here. Okay, so basically these are the two basic types of nodes: serial nodes and parallel nodes. So what happens with parallel nodes, this is a very basic usage for it. And now if I want to come over here and create a serial node, and then for example if I take all the color out of the picture, this is a situation where you want to combine a serial and a parallel together. So for example here I have a serial node. Just after this serial node, I removed all the color. If I were to create a third serial node here, I would be unable to actually separate any color in the picture. With this in mind, what we want to do now is create a parallel node. Now, as you can see, the parallel node creates a link to the node just preceding it. If I want to link it to the original color of the clip, I could link it back to here as well. But in this situation, let's take it up to here. And so now if I select this one, I can now select the sky easily. So all I have to do is go to my eyedropper, select it, come to highlight, and now widen my qualification. And there we have it. So now we have our qualification for this area. Now if I come out of it, I still have a black and white picture. If I bring my saturation up, you can see the color of the sky comes back, but everything else is now black and white. So this is the usage of combining a parallel and a serial node together. Since now we understand the usage of parallel nodes and serial nodes, if I right mouse click within the node graph area, as you can see here, this indicates to us all the different nodes that are available to us. There's the serial node, otherwise known as a corrector node, the parallel mixer, a layer mixer node. We also have a key mixer node, which allows us to mix alpha channels coming out of each node. And then we have a splitter and combiner, which allows us to split the signal in a particular node into the 3 different color channels, work with it individually, and then afterwards combine it back to a full color image. So as you can see, on every node has 2 inputs and 2 outputs. You have a video in, video out, alpha channel in, alpha channel out, the number of the node, and then these small icons that show me exactly what is actually happening in each node. And then we have an anchor here on the left side and on the right. This is the input to the color corrector and then the output. So it's always imperative that the node chain not be broken. As you can see, if I break the node chain, color correction goes away. If I reestablish the node chain, color correction returns. Now what happens too is if we come over to a shot such as this one here, you can see how the various nodes were used to build up the shot. If I come over here and bypass the correction, that's what the shot was before correction. And now this is with correction. And as you can see, if I click on the number, I can bypass the individual parts of the correction. And then if I turn that off, as you can see, I can bring this correction for the street signs up or down and everything like this. Okay, so now that once we've covered this section, now what is important to do is managing nodes within my list. Because as you can see, if I come up to a still in the gallery, if I right mouse click on this particular still, display the node graph, and this will show me all the various nodes that are there. If I want to, I can click on this button. This will apply the entire color correction from the information that was stored into the gallery. The pan, tilt, zoom, and rotation, apply source or apply all. Now, if you select a particular node, then you can deselect any of the parameters that you do not want to copy across. If I want to copy all the parameters from this particular still over, all I have to do is click on the still, drag it to the node graph until I see the plus symbol appear, let go of it, and now our node graph has been copied over. If I want to undo it, I can just do Command Z to undo it. Now, for example, if I'm on a shot like this and I just want to copy a certain parameter of it, change it here, make sure it's in primary wheels, bring this down, bring this like so, like here, like so. And then if I come up to this particular still in the node graph, I do display node graph. And then let's say if I want to copy just the correction, the secondary correction for this one, I can copy that and just drop it into here like so. And there I have it. Or if I come up to here and I right mouse click on this one, display the node graph, and I see any of these items that I want to copy across, then I can go through and do the same thing like so. Now, we're not limited to just using the parameters or the functions of the gallery, because all that is also incorporated into the timeline of Resolve. So for example, if I'm on this particular shot and I say, okay, I've got a vignette in this one and I want to copy it over to the wedding scene, very simple. You right mouse click on this particular clip, click display node graph, there's my vignette there, copy it over here, and there I have it. I close it down, my vignette's there. If I want to see without, without. So it's also important too that if you forget to store a still into the gallery, you can also call up any of the images that we have here in full resolution. So let's say I'm on the shot of the helicopter and I want to look at it together with the shot of the shark. Right mouse click on the shot of the shark and select Wipe Timeline Clip, and there we have it. So this is actually can display all images in full resolution, also the node graph information, just like we would here in the gallery. Now, what's also important inside the gallery is that you can create various libraries of stills. So as you can see, we're on stills page 1. If I right mouse click on here, I can add another stills page, or I can add what we call a power grade album. Because what's important is that with each project, you have your stills that are associated with it. But a power grade is associated with the user. So with this, you can create a library of effects that can be used for all your projects. So if it is stored into, if your image is stored in the power grade library, each time you call up a project, that still is waiting for you there. And how to store it is select Power Grade Library, right mouse click, select Grab Still, and it's done. If you want to label it, click under the number, and then you can come over here and label it. So you can call it, let's say, helicopter. Okay. So there we have it. So for more tips and tricks like this, don't forget to have a look at the other videos on our YouTube channel. And for more information about our training services, have a look in the comments below. Thanks and have a great day.